So moving along, we'll need to find the rotor, which is in the clear collection of parts. And this is the part that spins inside the machine and opens and closes the sliding lid. The other part we'll need for this step is this servo sprocket, and that's a round part that has a strange cutout in the middle, which can accept a variety of servo horns. And the horn of a servo is the little plastic gear on top of it, and that's how the servo will interface to the rotor so that it can spin it for us. And I wanted to say I realize it's maybe a little strange at this point to have me keep showing you how to put together these parts that maybe don't make a lot of sense right now. But the goal of what we're doing here is we're trying to get the number of parts in the kit down by combining some of our smaller parts into larger parts so that we can manage those as sub-assemblies later. So I think before too long things will start making a little bit better sense. Here I have 4 10mm machine screws and nuts, and we're going to follow our same familiar procedure for clamping parts together after we cement them. So I put all 4 through those 4 holes in the rotor and get those down on my surface here. Now I want to talk a little bit about squish when it comes to this part. So later we're going to install this rotor to our servo, and we're going to do that by putting the servo horn into this opening here. Either a 4-pointed or a 6-pointed servo horn. This is designed to take both of them. But the point I want to make is that if cement squishes to the outside of this onto the rotor, that's going to be fine. But if cement squishes inside of this, it could change the shape of it. It could make it a little bit hard for us to get our servo horn into later. So for that reason, I'm just going to ask that after we get this cemented, that it gets inspected. You look around the inside edges of this cutout here, and just make sure we don't have too much cement squish. To try to prevent that, I'm going to just cement the outside edge of this as best I can. When I apply my cement, I'm going to go around the perimeter of this smaller circle, and I'm also going to put a dot of cement right in front of each of these screw holes, between the screw hole and the point here. But I need to try to keep that dot small to keep it from squishing out too much. And we'll see how I do, and then we'll discuss whether or not it needs to be adjusted or modified before we put this part away to dry, because this is not one that we'll have an opportunity to fix with sandpaper, at least not easily. So we want to take care of any excess cement on this part while it's all still wet. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to start by applying cement slowly to this outside perimeter. Again, it's okay if it squishes outside of this circle. I'm going to start handling this by the edges now because I'm getting pretty close to not being able to touch it. So there's my perimeter, and now a little dot of cement in front of each screw hole. And then over the screws it goes, just like that. How you like that? All but one of my screws fell out when I was lifting it, so I'll just get retaining nuts onto these one at a time. There we go. Tighten these guys down. I'll get each of them lightly first. And then once I have all 4 nuts down onto the bolts, I will go back one more little tightening pass here. There we go. So now I'm going to inspect the inside of this opening, and you'll end up sometimes with little strands like this that look like hairs. That's just part of the cement. Sometimes the static electricity makes that worse. There'll be a time later where we'll be building some parts where I don't even know that you're seeing these on this particular part, but since I have them here, I'm going to sort of demonstrate how difficult they are to deal with. So I don't actually care about that on this part because no one's going to see that. Later there'll be some places where we could have that problem on some parts that are a little more presentable, and at that time I'll show you how to use some paper to help prevent that from happening. So I'm looking inside my sprocket shape here, and I don't see any squish, so I'm good. I'm pretty happy. There's a little bit there, actually, so I'll go after that. Just plow it out of there with an applicator tip. And then, just to help with strength, since we used so little cement here, I'm going to just go around the outside edge of this here with cement. So as I've been talking, this applicator tip hardened, so I'm going to try one time to manually clear that, and if I can, then I'll use it, and if I can't, I'll change tips. But that worked this time. So now I'm just going to go around this edge here and fillet this. And that'll add some nice strength to this part for us. It is not structurally critical, but it does, it does come under some torque because of its interface with the servo. But I am pretty happy with how that came out. So that's one more part that is a successful subassembly that I can put with my others.